I'm going to need all the energy I can for these.
I am very turned on right now.
Not only do I get to talk about a book I enjoyed, I get to talk about a book I enjoyed that actually came out this week. I think for the first time ever here, because my local comic store is 3 hours away. They did me a serious solid and expedited a comic to me. And I'm really happy. But I saw these both coming out and I'm like, I gotta try them. I am a fan of Deadpool. I've been a fan of Deadpool for quite a while. Not just with the movies. But for about, when the hell did this come out? This came out, I'm going to say mid-90s. 93. There you are. A 25-year-old comic. Probably older than some of the people I know on Twitter who read comic books. And, yeah. If I had known that this was going to be worth as much, I'd have taken better care of it. But I wasn't thinking that ahead. I buy comics to read. And read them I do. So Deadpool, as far as I can tell from the both of these, you're getting the movie Deadpool. Well, it's just hard to say that. Like, ever since Ryan Reynolds did Deadpool, I can't see anyone else. Like, every time I see Deadpool, I see Ryan Reynolds. Which I'm not sure if that's good or not. Like, it does give me a cadence to read, but anyway. Yeah. So regular Deadpool, plain Deadpool, is definitely the movie one, because it's got Negasonic Teenage Angst Machine in it. A slightly higher art quality. Probably to try to get people to read books after the movies came out. I'm not entirely sure. Usually there's not much of a bump. If there is, I'm fine with that. You know? We have some Marvel books that are good. I do enjoy the art. I do enjoy... It's not PG rated. Well, it's PG rated and there's not only swears, but there's a fair amount of gore. And as someone who remembers when all blood had to be black or off screen, it's still kind of weird to see visible gore in a Marvel book. Like, it's got a parental advisory. But it's still all kind of gory. Pool's got to go out and track. He does some nothing job off the start. Get our big 2-page spread, because why would you could put story there, but oh well. Comes back, got this all pixelated out because, well, if Deadpool can do it in the movies, he's gonna have to do it in the comic book, except with the swearing and all. Then they get into a bunch of stuff with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's the movies Guardians of the Galaxy. That's movie Drax, that's movie Rocket, movie Star-Lord, kind of movie Groot. And it's... Here's the weird part. This book feels slightly disconnected from the rest of the Marvel comic universe. And has just enough of a foot into the movie universe that you can get away with certain things. And then they pull this. They got a Celestial riding a giant hog through space. We've got the current lineup of the Avengers here. So it's tied in. You know, Avengers came out, we're on issue 2 this month. So someone, editorial put some work in. It's like, okay, here's who's going to be in the Avengers. If they're going to call, here's the right people, right? I thought that was a nice touch to tie that together. We've got Shulky looking like actual Shulky. If I can get this up there. Which you won't be able to see at this angle. But that is Jennifer Walters' Shulky. That is not Mariko Tamaki's Shulky. Got a little man thing. That's looks probably one of Punisher's knives. And then we get this secondary story about him trying to come up with an origin. And it's all tongue-in-cheek, and it's all stolen from other people. And it's also to be continued. 5 and change. Seeing as I've been buying comics from the same place for the last month and a half, I think I'm going to have to start a poll. I like this series. I like Deadpool. Give me a break. I know everyone's down on Marvel for certain things. I like Deadpool. I think they're letting him do stuff that he can get away with. And the book doesn't yet seem to be infected with the crap going on in all the other books. So on to Assassin. It's also got an advisory. This is a variant edition. Sienkiewicz? Sienkiewicz. However you spell it. I love his art. I bought specifically because it's his cover. I've always liked his work. A long time ago. I was a little worried about what Colin Bunn was going to do. Not a fan of what he was doing on some of the X books. We get a nice bit of setup, and all of a sudden, Deadpool shows up. They do this, it's the kind of weird being. It's like, here's a bunch of action, and then we flash back to a few days ago. So the only thing that, like, there should be, when the first time you turn this, you should get the record scratch sound effect, right? How'd you get here? Well, here's how. Art's not as good as the other one. I think it's a bit more plain. It's not as detailed. I'm not going to say it's bad. It's still good artwork. Deadpool in costume comes off as great Deadpool. I think a lot of people have trouble trying to figure out how to make Wade look when he's not in costume. They're not sure how to make him look quite as scarred and cancerous and stuff. The difference between here we've got, Wade is funny colored with chunks missing out of his face. And then over here, I don't think he's got one with his mask off. Does he have one with his mask off around here? I don't think so. Nope. We get a view of the underside. And, oh no, there's a good picture of his back. That's the one I want to show. After he's had all his clothes burned off, because you can get away with that in a Deadpool book. Where are we here? Ta-da-ta-da. There, right there. Deadpool looks like a walking bag of spaghetti. Just nasty, right? That's a lot. Like, granted, yeah, that's the colorist really bringing it home on that one. And back here, they're still doing the mercenary thing, and Wade's decided he's going to take 2 jobs at the same time. I want to talk about what's going on. I really do. But the joke was so hilarious that you'd have to read it for yourself. That's gonna suck, by the way. Mostly because of Mariko Tamaki. This wonderful fight. Big splash page. Lots of action. I thought the dialogue was good. I'm not going to go through the last couple pages because I don't want to give that away. Like I said, I enjoyed it. And the story goes all the way... we're all the way to the end here. Like, there's that, and then the page 2. So, these are... I think I'm going to stick with these. I don't think I've yet to find a Deadpool series I didn't like. Nope, I haven't. I don't think I've seen it. My worry is that because there's 2 Deadpool books, I'm worried one's going to run out of humor before the other. I have this theory that Deadpool is written kind of by committee. Like, somewhere in Marvel offices, there's a jar, and it says sight gags. And people just come up and they write down a gag and they stuff it in the jar. And then at the end of the month, whoever gets to write it just reaches in the jar, pulls out a bunch of sight gags. Okay, here's all the beats for my book, and then has to write a script around it. It's like, Deadpool gets skewered by something. Deadpool rides a hood into a television. Da-da-da. I have a feeling that makes sense. That's the way they write it. And I'm worried that the jar will run dry too quickly with 2 Deadpool books. But until then, I'm buying both of them. I'll be If I can set up a pull list, I will set up a pull list. I intend to enjoy at least some of what Marvel's putting out while I can. Other than that, all I got was Adamantium Agenda, because I'm a sucker for Wolby books. This one was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Again, that's going to be terrible no matter how much you advertise it. I thought it was fun, but I don't feel like doing reviews on all 4 of these titles at the same time. They have their ups, they have their downs. I understand some people don't like them, but that's their problem, not mine. I can't wait for the number 2s. And I will see you long before they ever come out in like 3 weeks. I'll see you in the future.